we'll pick up right where we left, which was me dropping a thing. Excuse me. There we go. Which was Xweets getting pushed into the hole with all the slink creepmans. Creep slinkmans?
Creep Slinkman.
Yeah.
Creep slinkman. Yeah.
I think on her way down, she says, "Don't forget to check the slot."
Uh-oh.
Let's see. What's
Rowan?
A little busy.
There we go.
He like says that, and then like after a second is like, wait. No, that was Cooper asking, and then like
Yeah.
like double like looks, and it's just like, what? You okay?
And as you say that, and you hear the the sound of the duck flare and all the like the crashing, you oh, hang on, that's still on jukebox. There we go. You hear
Nyx does raise an excellent point. She says with a mouthful of fireworks.
Yeah. You you hear.
Can you say that again?
You hear the Sweet and the rest go down, although Rowan would know that. And then, as you're asking Cooper, you see the energy blade retract from the door, and you hear there's a sound where before you saw the weapon there was an audible sound of like several voices screaming in agony, or something very close to that sound. And now there's almost like a collective sigh of relief and whimpering as the blade disappears. And you hear
Jesus Christ
footsteps.
That's normal.
Well, you hear Will go, oh, all right. Solves that. See ya. And hear them start walking back.
I think Ro's gonna sort of shudder at that, and then run over to be back over with Coop and just be like, what's happening? What's up?
And I think until then he was just kind of like holding whatever casting pose he had, keyblade forward, just like, uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna look over to Rowan. Sweets went down in the hole. We gotta go. And just grab his hand and start running into the room with the hole.
Mm-hmm. And
wait, she what?
It might have been my fault. Don't worry about it yet.
And Sweet, you are on a pile of these things, and you barely get a chance to look around before some of them underneath you start like lashing out, trying to grab onto you. You see more coming from like whatever room you're in, and the only thing you can sense at this point is that this is a room that's like dim but lit up with blue light coming from somewhere, but you are rushed by like a squad of these things. There's maybe 10 or 15 of them here. A good chunk of them in the pile under you, and effectively right now reducing their numbers quite a bit. But they're still just arms and tendrils lashing out at you. And they are trying to, like, restrain you.
Do I have one advantage? Yes. Okay, I'm going to attempt to cast magic, and she's going to try to cast reflect.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh. It's not gonna do it. Oh, well, you
hey,
did
it's
just
that
get
thing
another.
that we talked about the other day.
Yeah. So, do you want to spend a link to maybe re-roll that one?
You know what? Let's have a look. You know what? I think I'm going to actually spend my... Wait, I forget. Is it... I feel like we go over this every time. When you use a locked link, does it become unlocked, or is it just not usable until it's like recharged by interacting with that character?
Yes. So when you spend, yeah, the second. So when you spend a locked link, it's deactivated, and you reactivate it by rolling a 10+ in the same stat that the link shares a type with. That was a weird way to say that, but if it's a hard link and you roll a +10 on a hard, you reactivate it. But it remains locked. Whereas unlocked links, when they're spent, they're gone.
So then I will call upon Xweets' Dark Link with Cooper.
Oh!
This motherfucker just threw me down a hole.
Yeah! No, that tracks!
I'm about to get nommed because I got duck flared into a hole.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let me just grab that again. I will spend the one that I just got.
Mm-hmm. An 8. That'll do.
That'll do. Okay, so describe your magic and pick one effect. It's gonna reflect is gonna be tough to spin because reflect is technically two things, it feels like.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'll if you like, I'll set up what's gonna happen unless your magic can do something about it. Right, or if your magic had failed, you would have taken harm and these creatures would have grabbed you and started... Well, they would have grabbed you, let's just start there.
yeah, and my thought is, because reflect is in Cage 2 is a good crowd control. I'm telling you a game you've already played, but like the crowd control aspect of reflect.
Yeah.
You block one enemy attack and it hits everything directly around you.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I guess if I have to pick, oh god, I'm like, do I want to commit to like she can still take a harm but does a damage to everything around her, or do I want her to, but would that still have her being grappled, because not being grabbed is also very important.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, you know what? I will skip the damage aspect of it Because Reflect is kind of a high-level spell, and she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing, so it
Mhm.
wouldn't... Why would it be perfect? But yeah, I would like to prevent being grappled, but I guess...
Yeah.
That would be all it could do.
Yeah. For sure.
And I guess...
I mean, that works, honestly, with just saying no unintended consequences. And then essentially
Yeah,
just...
no.
You intended to cast Reflect, but you only got the, like, shield part of it.
Yeah, fair. I'm sitting here like I could probably just metagame no unintended consequences. No, it's Reflect as it does in the game, but it's fine. I've already reasoned through it.
Yeah.
I am not grappled. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would like to achieve.
Yeah. So yeah, as all these tendrils start trying to grab onto you, you cast this shimmering shield around you, and they all are like bounced away. And it sort of gives you a little bit of space and like room to probably get up on your own feet and off the pile of creatures. And you can...
like she might have a moment where she was like, oh, I kind of thought that would hit you. Fuck it. Yeah. Quickly hop off.
Like, you're back up on your feet, and now you can see better that this is a room full of technology and, like, screens. Like, there's what I mean, I don't know if Xweets has ever seen a server room, but it looks like a server room, and there's wires going every which way, or no fucking cable management at all. There's screens everywhere, which is casting this blue glow in the room. And you can hear from what would be where the entrance to the basement is. You can hear heavy footsteps that sure sound awfully familiar to the footsteps you heard when you were above this level.
Oh,
Will
great.
is coming.
Well, can he stay in the other room until he's done?
God damn it.
Well, I can't help but notice you're gripping the door frame kind of hard there. Everything all right?
In the meantime, Rowan and Cooper, you like hear this shimmering, shimmer sound of a shield spell going off, and like the light of it from down the hole. And yeah, like you can like, as soon as you're in the room and like at the hole, you can like see down to where there's this like, there's what, maybe 10 or so of these creatures on the ground with Xweets on top that you see jump off the pile. Yeah.
Okay. Keyblade out and form change back to regular star flare. I think seeing Xweets use the shield, Rose just gonna... He's just jumping down and is intending to just like land on this pile to like give Xweets back up.
Plunging attack!
Yeah!
It's the most powerful move in the game!
It's the most powerful move in the game!
It is.
Is it really?
They do huge damage. I don't know if it's universally the most powerful move, but plunging attacks are broken.
I gotta do more plunging attacks. Anyway.
I'm trying to decide whether or not he'd still be holding onto Cooper's hand while doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I mean, it would be an
because I was trying to figure out
microcosm
what I do, but if I just fall down in there with you, that
Look, it would be lovely and symbolic, so do it. Rowan pulling Cooper along down into a hole that he's choosing to jump in and not giving Cooper the choice whether he wants to be in the hole or not.
This is true. I think that we're in a bit of a too much look before we leap situation, and he just sort of goes, like the only warning Coop gets is just, "Come on, let's go," and then just leaps down.
Well, okay. There was a little bit of luck.
Yeah.
There's enough luck to see that you were there. You were there, and it wasn't a bottomless pit.
Mm-hmm. And can I flavor this as a strike to subdue?
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Sweets, look out. Your days are numbered.
Well, so about that.
You take harm in the situation escalates.
Do you want to spend a link to maybe reroll that one?
Yeah, I do.
You also have an advantage you cannot use if you feel so inclined.
I fully. I thought to myself.
How does limit break work?
So limit break essentially gives a +1 to whatever the other person is trying to do. If I remember correctly, let me bring it up.
Yeah, it's
Can I time shenanigan a link break prior to this having happened?
A +1 forward still wouldn't be enough because he's -1 mastery.
Well, I guess it wouldn't help that one specifically. Would it carry
if-
through to
if-
the reroll?
I was gonna say, if Dupe rerolls could very easily apply it to the reroll.
And like I'm so open to like, because especially in a game like this, it feels I like the ability to, like, after the fact say, oh, if you just had one more, and then somebody else does a limit break to give you that, or attempt to give you that. I'm so down for that.
Okay. I think
It feels like it fits the flavor of limit break anyway. It's meant to be a
Right.
We're doing
dire
it together.
situation. Yeah.
I'm gonna spend the Cooper link, because it's a lock link, and heart is a really easy one for me to get back.
I'm gonna use an inspiration and roll limit break.
Rowan
All
thinking,
right, there we
"I
go.
can't beef it
Wow.
again when I bring Cooper along for the ride. I can't."
I can't.
Okay.
I'm just trying to look cool.
I'm
So,
helping.
yeah, let me know. I mean, since you got it in there before Rowan's roll, how do you limit break to give this +1 forward? How does it look? How are you helping Rowan?
There's absolutely realistically not enough time. We're jumping all of about probably like
This
10
is,
feet at most.
listen,
They're
Kingdom
anime
Hearts is a
boys.
series
There's
with
time.
There's infinite time in a fall.
Yeah,
This is as much time as you need.
and like, listen, you've seen the summon animations in Kingdom Hearts 1. It's fine.
It's fine. I think seeing Rowan attempt to get this plunging attack in, I'm going to kind of reach over and hold his Keyblade with him so that it's like more aligned and more steady.
Oh, yeah! So you're kind of like, you're both holding on to Rowan's Keyblade as you're plunging down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rules!
That does rule.
Boy plunge! Plunging with the
Well-
boys! What?
Yeah.
And with the +1, that's a solid 8, baby! So you choose one effect.
I'm thinking.
Towards a change of location, you break through the floor again. Aristocat style.
Sub-basement 1.
Yeah, yeah.
Sub-basement 2. Sub-basement 3.
I mean, hilariously, force a change of location, going down with the Keyblade like that, like, we could just flavor it as it had a blast and they all kind of get scattered.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And honestly, these guys are so scringly and so weird, I think, yeah, like, just get them away from us.
I did for half a second thought you meant that us three would get scattered. I was like, you know, it's your move. You can do whatever you think is best in the situation.
No, no.
I can roll with the
Put it in the rubber
punches.
band.
God, that would be so silly. Like, just grab Xweets and rock it back up. But no, like, I'm thinking, like, the pair of us are holding the Keyblade, we're falling down, and then just, it's a, on impact, giant burst of fire that just flings these guys away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I almost feel like it's not... Like, I'm not being fair to giving you a change of location by just having them be scattered in the same room.
That doesn't sound like the spirit of change of location to me. It sounds like we're in a different place now.
So... Tell you what happens is, yeah, you plunge down, a big old fire explosion happens, and they all, cartoon style, go flying straight up with, like, fire in their asses, like, trailing behind them. And you get you get the whole pile of them just launched up. And now they're up there. Which,
They're all
like,
running around the upstairs with their butts on fire.
yeah.
Right.
So left in this room, there's still, like, a few stragglers. There's maybe... I mean, what did I say? Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 still left in this room. Yeah, now you're all together, and I've created a nice little... respite for a moment. But Will is still bearing down and is coming closer, and the things still in the room are also poised to strike.
Do Will's footsteps sound like the same sort of footsteps what would be created by the lanky disaster twink I saw? Or do they sound like they might have a bit more mass?
Yeah, they have mass to them. Much more mass than the fucking disaster twink could make.
Uh-oh.
Unless they were wearing boots. Big boots.
Well, the kid in that book had really big boots. I bet that's all it is.
Yeah.
Splasha, real quick, would you mind going over the lighting situation in the room for me again?
Yeah, so it's basically a dark... Well, there's no, like, lights on in here, but there are screens all over that are, like, emitting blue light, which is strong enough to, like... It's dim lighting in here, but it's all blue from screens.
Gotcha. How would you describe the shadow casting situation?
Oh, the shadows are so deep.
Okay, all right.
And there's many
hoping to hear.
monitors and towers and thingamajigs standing around in the room that cast some big nice shadows.
Fucking excellent. Cool, and I do have an advantage, so I'm gonna hide in shadows before Will gets into the room.
Well,
Wait, what?
why didn't that work?
I must have hit the display the text button instead of the do it button.
Well, you gotta do it. Now hang on. Well, now Sora. Let me have a look. Is it not a? I'm gonna maybe roll it for you, just to see what's going on
wait,
here.
I've got a fucking, the macro seems to be working.
Okay. Yeah. That is an 8 with the advantage. So you choose one effect.
There will not be unintended consequences feels really hard to argue with among the choices here.
Yeah. But
I think... Sorry, go ahead.
I mean... Yes, but how well you're hidden is maybe a bit more questionable.
Well, that's part of what I'm having trouble getting past, because like an unintended consequence would be getting seen.
Yeah.
And I struggle with how, like, it's clearly the fact that unseen by other forces is another line item on its own. It just seems
like, as I say, like I vaguely get what unintended consequences is getting at, but the specific application of this gets a little hairier.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Because like the intent is to hide oneself, and an unintended consequence would be for that to fail.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still gonna pick I will be unseen by other forces, because like, I don't know, even though I think it makes logical sense that it would work, it still feels weirdly against the spirit of it to do that, because unseen is its own line item.
Yeah. I'll
but
say,
it is
like,
sort of hard to...
Yeah. No, the unintended consequences line here is a little weird. I will say, like, so if I had to, like, come up with an unintended consequence for this, it could be stuff like, I guess, like, you're not alone where you're hiding. Like, you know, maybe we're doing a fucking, which fucking movie is that? You know, the, like, you're hiding, but there's suddenly a snake in your face.
Yeah, the camera is positioned so that it's you, and then, like, around the corner you're looking around, but then it suddenly quick pans to the right a little bit, and there's a snake just about to, or like
Yeah.
a woodchuck about to jump down your cleavage or something.
Yes!
It's alright, the snake keeps telling you to be quiet, though. They
I
keep
think
going.
we've all seen different movies.
So anyway,
but
I will be unseen by other forces.
Yeah.
So
I will also say, like, in this specific case, because with magic, it can be fun to be very genie-like and come up with unintended consequences, such as pushing Xweets down the hole.
yeah.
But with this one, I feel like I'll give you a heads up if I have an unintended consequence planned, and you can react accordingly.
Okay, that's fair. So yeah, I think I will say unseen by other forces, and like, given that the timing, I imagine that they land more or less around the time that the will footsteps are audible, so I think, you know, there's probably a moment for them to make eye contact, but then Xweets will do a little, like, shush gesture, you know, like a don't, you know, and then you know the way, because regular shadows just sort of sloop straight down, but Neo shadows sort of do that little hop, hover, and then go down.
Mm-hmm.
I think she does that.
Yeah.
And it's like she's doing the little shush, like in that little hang time moment, and then down she goes.
Oh, that's really good.
Doesn't do an Uncle Scrooge and like dives head first.
And as Xweets vanishes, the remaining 4 creatures in here start crawling, because they don't have rafters down here, so they're just on the floor, or like slightly, you know, almost like, I guess not snake-like, but freaking, what are they called? Nagas?
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Like
Sort of
half snake Gorgon creatures, yeah. Like up on their tail, and they move towards Rowan and Cooper and will attempt to harm and grab you. And
I think this is where Intimidate comes in.
it sure is. It sure is.
Defend from harm. And he's going to use Intimidate to defend Cooper as well, with a +1 toward the roll.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think he's just kind of...
Kitty.
Wow.
His hair stands up on end a little bit.
Yeah.
And he has no idea why.
Make yourself look big.
Yeah. I think he's gonna have Keyblade pointed toward them, kind of like staring them down with a really fierce leer. And yeah, he's gonna have himself positioned so that he's in front of Coop, so he's ready to strike, but it also is making sure that, like, if they're coming for anyone, they'd be hitting him first. Like, they gotta get through him to get through to Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's roll a defend.
Yes. Leer and
On a
Intimidate?
1, the lack of tactical straps means Rowan's pants fall down, and as he bends down to put them back up, while he is at 90 degrees, one of them dives over him and hits Cooper.
Okay, I'm coming above board to just sort of yell at you.
No, get back down there. Go on. Go on.
Oh, you're not
my
tunified
belt
nearly enough to
off.
come up
It's
board.
not cool. if
You're
you
not
do
supposed to
it.
be on
Doesn't
this
feel-
floor. Get
doesn't
back
feel
down
You
there.
can't do this.
This will be my thing.
You get down on your own narrative layer, damn it.
You think I'm gonna just sit around while I can hear that, though?
Roll your damn dice,
Liz
Cooper.
got like a plunger
Roll it, damn
trying
it,
to stuff
fuck.
his head back down into the hole.
Ooh, that's a 9.
Ooh, that's a 9.
Danger averted, but it costs you expose yourself to danger, or the GM makes a move. So,
Technically, it's a 10.
but with the +1, it's a 10!
Technically, it's a 10.
Yeah!
Because he's a little defensive kitty cat.
Yeah! Yeah, so what happens is they, like, start, like, the 4 of them begin slithering forward, and, like, 2 of them race up to, like, grapple you. Like, as the 2 of them race up and are, like, poised to strike, they have no facial features. They don't even have eyes, but there's there's a clear, sudden, like, loss of fighting spirit as they face off against this very, very angry fire boy who's standing in their way. And them stopping there is enough for the 2 behind them to rush into them, like, and knocks into the back of them, which knocks them forward, and like you're just able to just hold up your keyblade and just kind of push them back.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dupe, could I propose a flavor that could be fun with this room?
Of course.
Since Splasha said the fire guy, what with Intimidate being active and Rowan being the fire guy, would he emit a little bit of a glow
Oh,
in this
I
very
like
dark room?
that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I mean, with a 10, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And then you get
there's not
like the
fire in your
really
eyes, there's
deep,
fire in your
dramatic
mouth.
shadows flittering across the unknowable surfaces of their faces as they change their minds.
Yeah. Yeah, fire mouth.
Yeah.
And
Firemouth is an excellent point.
as your as you push these two back, or these four rather, that have like harmonic had like slapped together, you create a bit of room for you and Cooper to counterattack, and for us to go into our first ad break. Hello, chat room.
Hi, Jay.
Stop this. Back to conflict, baby. Wait, did it hop in? Which one starts like that? Who are you? Oh, it's Macau. I see. Right. So. Yeah. Rowan has pushed back the four would-be attackers, but they are... I mean, they're absolutely about to sweep in again. Although, you know, deterred. And those heavy footsteps down the corridor sure are getting closer.
Yeah, Xweets is definitely going to be negotiating herself between shadows to try to get...
Oh, what the... Oh, sorry.
What? What?
Hey, hello, chat. I have muted them, although they should still come through. So for some reason, Discord went into my mic. Hello?
What the fuck?
That's bizarre. I didn't change anything. Why would that be the case? Hang on.
Twice the candidate, twice the night. 24 hours between the times when you see the sun. Make peace with your god. They will not hear your screams.
That is absurd.
I mean, more time for partying.
Wait, say something again?
Something again.
Okay, so it's not Discord. What's the problem? What the fuck? We just had a little break. What do you mean?
I literally just got some fish from upstairs. That's all.
We just got some fish from upstairs. I don't see how, where, or why that would be the case. What the shit?
Getting rid of the sun? Yeah, this is probably good news for the back community.
Right, I'm gonna remove my microphone. And then, oh.
We can say whatever we want.
No, you're back. What? Okay, something...
It's like that episode of Bob's Burgers where where Gene finds out there's a soundproof room, allegedly, and he goes, "Oh my god," and runs in, and you just hear him muffledly,
Fucking hello? Why is this what we're doing? How? Is it okay? We're gonna say something again?
Something again?
What the fuck? Chat, I'm so sorry. I'm truly baffled at what's happening right now. I guess I'll do that first. Ibby bibby.
Oh.
Oh?
Oh, she's back. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
No, that. Oh, fuck me! Say something again. Alright, it's fixed. Y'all, that was embarrassing. That was fucking
desktop audio
embarrassing. No, worse. No, worse. Oh, good. Okay, so I've been a little frazzled today, so I forgot to charge the headphones I usually use.
Oh.
So I used some like regular, just earplug situations, but their cord is real short, so I had to plug them into my speakers. And the way the speakers work is that I have to turn them up to hear the headphone output. But now I'm back to my normal ones because they've charged. So I unplugged the other headphones, and then my speakers were just full blasting. Oh,
Aha!
fuck! Yeah!
Splash, you're so pretty.
Help! It wasn't even... I was so ready for this to be a Linux issue, and it's just
Right,
me
everyone
being
line
dumb.
up. Head pats for Splasha.
Whoa! My butt was out!
Everyone line up. Butt pats for Splasha. Pat pat.
Oh man! I'm gonna give y'all an advantage. That was so stupid of me. Here you go. All right, on with the game.
I was just gonna say while this is happening, since melding into the shadows, Xweets is trying to move towards what I assume is a doorway to be in a place where she can be behind Will when they emerge.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, yes, as you're hiding, like to give you a picture of the room you're in, it's like you've got like servers just wall to wall, like there's very little bare wall, and where like some of them, like they're all like a bit out from the wall to allow for all the cables in the back, and then there's like just a few shitty desks standing around, all with monitors on them, sort of in the middle of the floor.
Oh, I was picturing bare room in the middle with everything on the edges. Got it.
Oh, yes. I mean, everything on the edges, but, well, and then also shit in the middle of desks and, like, cables running to the computers in the middle. There's, like, 2 desks. And, yeah, from where you are, you can see there is a door leading out to presumably the hallway of the basement, where you can hear the footsteps. And you can also see sort of close to where where you fell down through the floor. There is a very strange machine.
Danny Phantom?
Danny
Oh, what?
A Strange Machine is a lyric from the Danny Phantom theme song.
Oh.
My brain fired that off very fast. I apologize.
He was much more unique than the other guy. It
God
was
damn
that
it.
Jenny knew what he had to do. He had to stop all the ghosts that were coming through.
all right,
He's here to fight for me and you.
This
Keep professional now.
like where most of the other things in here are basically big like black fridges, like just big old rectangles. This one is a much more round organic shape. Like it's almost like a Tesla coil ish shape. Like it looks very sci-fi. It's just all weird discs and metal balls and cables aplenty. It sorta seems to be the center of this situation. Like all cables seem to either come from or plug into that thing. Yeah, anyway, that's just the room.
Well, you see, now you have me conflicted as to whether or not.
The machine doesn't seem like it's doing a thing right now that's directly related to your situation. It's just kind of sitting there.
Cool. So there's no reasonable cause for me to say Xweets would suspect that Will would be going toward that machine or anything.
No. I mean, it's probably expensive and important.
Sure.
You know how we could turn it off if we need to.
I bet you do.
I suppose. Off is one way to describe the state it would be in.
God damn it, Roxas. That's not how computers work. You just ruined the monitors.
But yeah, I do think Xweets is still just negotiating through whatever shadows are forming a path between her and a place to hide and wait for Will to run past her.
Mm-hmm.
After Ro has kind of pushed back these little wormy guys, I'm thinking I want to come in and try and round that off with a bubble shot lock.
Yeah! And this time I know what those are.
And this time you know what those are.
Yeah!
And we are going to use advantage for this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my butt to be out.
No.
My butt's out.
Your butt's so out. Want to burn a link?
Maybe. Let me see which of those I have. It could be any link, right? It doesn't have to be of the same flavor.
Yeah.
Ben, I swear Roll20 has some weird vendetta against you, that the moment you mention the possibility, regardless of whether it's with or without advantage, the game's like, oh, just roll them. Just roll them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I do like when things don't go right, but a lot of mine seem to not.
It does. It does seem to disproportionately affect you, yeah?
I mean, Sweet's got all hers in the first episode.
Yeah, that's fair. She stepped on all of her rakes in the first couple of.
Yeah. Oh, Coop got another advantage.
Ew.
Yeah.
I am going to spend my locked link with Rowan.
Yeah.
And we're gonna try that one again.
Can't let
That
IT
one's
go.
Oh
better.
yeah, baby. That's an 11.
That's an 11.
And if you have a locked mastery link, you can now reactivate it.
The first one doesn't count as a failure though because I re-rolled it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 3 effects.
Mm-hmm.
Hits more than one entity. Causes 1 harm. And how about creates an illusion? I think that could be fun
Okay.
and potentially helpful.
Okay.
One of the bubbles forms like one of the Slinkmen, except with like big fake tits and bright red lipstick.
I like what you're thinking. All right.
I mean, just to sort of set the stakes of it, like, the harm is gonna be plenty to take out these 4 that are in the room, but there's still the rest upstairs. And
Oh, sure. Yeah.
they can come down that hole anytime, and also Will is approaching.
I don't think they'll come back. Their butts were on fire.
Oh yeah, it's so
Sure.
true.
Everyone knows you can't travel downward while your butt's on fire.
So
You
true.
have to comedically run in a circle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You'd just be trapped doing that forever. There's
Yeah,
no convenient bucket of water for them to like stick their butts in.
Yeah.
Right?
The thought of 2 of them like slithering back with a bucket while a third one sticks its butt in is very funny.
Yeah. And
But yeah, so we're
we're
gonna
on Sunken Valley. That might actually be happening.
Right?
And then sort of
Exactly.
stomping back with the music underscoring dun 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 dun. Anyway, sorry, Fen, go ahead.
So yeah, we're gonna do the bubble shot lock again. We're gonna kind of jump up just to get a little bit better of an overview of the whole thing. Go into bullet time for half a second there. Bleep 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 bleep. Kind of evenly spread amongst these 4. Let out a bunch of bubbles that just kind of like float around for a little bit before all rapidly converging on their targets. And then as for the illusion, there's going to be a whole bunch of just additional bubbles, just kind of filling the room and making it just a little bit difficult to see through.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah.
Bubble smoke screen.
Bubble
Yeah.
smoke screen.
Bubble smoke screen, which is also
Like that screensaver.
That's also gonna be a new character in Sunken Valley. Bubble smoke screen.
Bubble
I
smoke
fought in
screen,
the
the first
war.
adult film star that we've canonically designed for Sunken Valley.
Yeah, they work in the stables.
Oh, Lord.
Now that's a callback.
So yeah, the 4 creepy creatures get just pelted with bubbles and beat down and fall to the ground, and then bubbles just keep shooting out and filling up the room until it's I guess it's bubbles and not foam, but it's pretty close to being a foam that's just covering the room.
Foam of a different scale.
Yeah, foam of really big bubbles. So, like, the light is getting bent in all sorts of weird and wacky ways, and it's really
Oh my God,
disorienting.
Like a mirror room almost, all sorts of reflections of everybody.
Mm-hmm. Which is gonna help you probably stay undetected, but it's also gonna make shit hard for you to see.
I don't know what you could mean.
And as those bubbles fill up the room, Xweets, you hear now the heavy footsteps down the hall. You can see from the like blue glow of this room coming out. That's now almost like it's like somebody has a big like blue fucking lava lamp in here with the way the bubbles are like
Fuck yeah.
bending the light out into the hall. And you see bearing down on you is... I didn't have time to finish the drawing of them, so sadly it's gonna be from description. But what you see is a large... Actually, let me switch up the music real quick. Let's see, can we have one that's a little more dire? Oh, that's the one we just had, Shuffle. No, not you. Yeah. You see a hulking figure, not like it's like marching down the hall. It's like twice as big as a normal person, like tall and broad. It's got... The first thing you notice is a part of its body that's missing. In the center of its big, muscular torso is a cutout shape in the shape of a keyhole that lets you see...
Excuse me?
Right through them.
Hey.
Mm-hmm. Their flesh is the same silvery color as the creatures you've been fighting. While it's at its shoulders, almost like a weird warped image of Xweets, its silvery flesh looks like it's been sipped open, and two big antenna like things poke out. Like the same zigzag shape that Xweets has on the shoulders.
First of all, plagiarism in a library. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Even in a library. And you see the face. The first thing you see is one glowing yellow eye. And then you see the other eye, which is closed and looks like it's been damaged or even ripped out. They're... From the top of their head, there's just a mess of hair, tendrils, either or. It's too dark to make out properly, and some of them wrap around the lower half of their face, obscuring their mouth and nose. And they're about to come into the room.
I'm going to take a moment to digest that.
Yeah. Oh, while you take that moment, let me give you some more to digest, actually, because, of course, that's just their body. They are wearing a lab coat that was made for a much, much smaller frame, and been like adapted to this. Like it's a lab coat with the like arms ripped off.
Okay, so we're doing a universal Jekyll and Hyde type of situation.
Oh
here.
yeah. And they're wearing some kind of machine on their, like, strapped to their back like a backpack, from which a tube comes around and meets something that's in their right hand.
This is what I'm saying. Sweet says above board. Anything derivative of Ghostbusters. It's just I just find it all annoying. Like, great, he's got a shitty proton pack. Well, excellent.
Also, it's
who are you gonna call? I don't know, somebody else. Push him down the stairs. Anyway.
He's too big. We're already in the basement.
Oh, man.
Hang on, I'm writing notes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. Do I have an advantage? I do. I'm thinking interfere NPC.
Mm-hmm. That's a 9.
Okay. So I so I think what's gonna what I'd like to do is because oh loud he coming.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously pronouns used for the phrase, but
yeah.
I think Xweets, like, from sort of, you know, a two-dimensional puddle of shadow where she's perched lying in wait, I think the camera would, like, follow, like, a perfectly, like, Vanta black just boot and leg that slowly sort of snake out across the opening of the doorway.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Absolutely.
Yeah. And yeah, they're walking in now with quite some speed as they've realized something's gone fucky in their goddamn server room. And they are just like rushing or fucking power walking and are about to like do something with their right hand and about to go like, don't you whoa! And they just fucking trip and like catch their balance a little bit, like a heavy foot forward, just whoa! Takes another step, like trying to regain their balance, and just smash down into a desk, sending monitor and computer flying.
Yeah.
And yeah, while they're disoriented, Cooper and Rowan, you notice that the creatures from upstairs are carefully prodding the bubbles, trying to determine if they can safely go back down.
Time to move. And I think Ro is going to sort of try and get to somewhere a little bit more hidden.
Mm-hmm.
While they're distracted by that.
What would be a good roll to get around the bubbles? Was that a push through stress?
Yeah! Maybe.
Depending on how strictly we want to stick to wording, they're also just an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
They're an illusion.
They mess up the visuals. They don't necessarily even really exist, though.
Yeah, they're yeah. But I mean, the issue is still they're making it hard to see. Yeah.
Yeah, not yourself running into a desk.
Mm-hmm.
I think just sort of Ro would try and pull them round to like an advantageous like position where like they have full visual of Will
Mhm.
and just sort of are somewhere where they can't get jumped easily.
I mean, from the situation at hand, that would probably be the doorway.
Yeah.
It's got to kind of half circle around the room to get over to the door.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, as you're starting to move through the room, I would like either I mean, yes, I would like both of you to do a push through stress to see if you can make it through the room cleanly, or if the fucked up bubble visuals make you bump into shit you shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to determine what you rolled with on a push through stress because it is linked based, and I would like you to roll with mastery.
Cool.
Yeah!
I got a 12.
You got a 12? And you even used advantage!
He's not good at that one. Wait, hang on, it's Lynx. He's got a few masters.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 2. It's not enough.
It's not enough. Do you wanna burn a link?
I do.
Better not be a mastery link.
Well, both of the mastery links are locked, so
well,
I'd still be
theoretically
able to
you can,
use
then.
them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll burn.
Master Ifrit, guide me through the bubbles.
Just brute force him.
Ah! Oh wait, no, we're being stealthy. Oh shit!
Oh, right, and the bubbles don't actually exist. God, I've really beefed this one.
Oh.
It's fine, just help me up.
Your eyes don't actually sting, they just illusory sting.
Oh.
Capsaicin, you're not
boy.
actually getting burned.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, Ro. I'm gonna use his other advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, buddy.
Yeah!
Hey!
And since that's a 10 plus, you unlock a mastery link.
I'm gonna re-unlock the one with Mark.
Yeah! Or not unlock, reactivate.
Yeah,
Yeah! It's free, baby!
it's free.
Yeah,
In the
so...
reflection of one of the bubbles, you're almost sure you could see Mog giving you a little wink.
Yeah!
Still on my head, just gives a pat.
And
Oh,
Ro
yeah, is he
is
still up
getting
there?
advantage.
Alright.
Yeah, you do actually see him in a reflection!
It's a Ratatouille situation.
He's guiding you through.
Yeah! Yeah! Muggles are immune to illusions. This we all know. Yeah, so Finn,
That
you
is fully my
pick 2.
headcanon now. Rowan gets
Mhm.
lost and Mog pulls on his hair.
Yeah.
And Xweets gets 1. Yeah! Yeah, so Finn, succeed at what you were attempting is probably 1, but you also get to pick another one. So you can take +1 forward, or ask a question about the scene, or gain an advantageous position.
Ooh, I am curious about this strange machine, but I think a little bit more pressing is to gain an advantageous position.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that sounds like being closer to the door, between Will and the door.
Yeah. And Rowan, at first, you're following Cooper, you're trying to get through this. You, for just a moment, feel something brush against your leg, realizing it is Will blindly grasping. And Mog reacts quick enough, yanking your hair to pull you the opposite direction. And you also get to pick two. Which you can succeed at what you were attempting, which is getting to the door. And then another one. Will can blindly grasp me? Who said that? You did. You did, Astral.
I think just like Coop, get a advantageous position.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get the fuck out of the orange.
Out of the orange?
Yeah, the little zone.
Oh, Final Fantasy.
14 reference.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Coop, it's blue in here. That's the literal opposite of what you said.
Yeah, we're in a video game. It's blue and orange.
Blue and orange,
That's the rule.
Mm-hmm.
Orange.
No.
Coop, what did you say your second effect was?
The advantageous position.
Mm-hmm.
So
What was
I'll
the other
say,
one?
like,
Succeeded what we were doing.
Yeah.
So we've navigated the room and guaranteed advantageously.
yes, exactly. So yeah, you
got
are, you're like ready to run if you need to run. You're also close enough that if you need to do something about Will, you are like within reach without being within Will's reach. And
Where you can reach, but Will won't reach.
Will Willand.
Who's on first?
No, stop that. And Will finds their bearing, notices the two of you walking past, and gets up. And says, all right, okay. Well, you're down here now, so, Bruce?
You think we're gonna so easily take a truce after you locked us in here and you tried to grab us just a second ago?
Yeah.
After the description of them, and then still getting the same voice, it's so different.
Yeah, I mean, you want to fight, we can fight. It's just, we don't have to. I just don't want you to leave. If that's okay.
All right, well, that answers the question I was going to ask of, does truce mean we can go?
No. No, absolutely not. Why would that be the case?
Ro
What?
points his
No.
keyblade forward more, and it's just like, what do you want with us?
I'm going to push Rowan's keyblade down just a little bit, but like, yeah, what?
Well,
What's going on?
no way! Is that a I'll answer. I'm not trying to that stuff. Is that a keyblade?
What if it is? What does that mean to you?
I've been trying to get a keyblade forever. I need one.
So you're with Lightning Lady.
Who? Oh, Miss Q. No, God, no. Those scary people? Absolutely not. No, come on. No.
Wait,
Yeah, no.
You know about them?
Of course I know. I'm in a library. Of course I know things.
why Why would they be interested in going to a library?
They've not been. I'm sorry. Are you a little? I'll slow down for you.
Just thought of Rowan so intensely asking just a completely unhelpful question.
The uncaring haven't come here. I gather knowledge, and I've been around outside the library. Do you think I'm some sort of library ghost? Is that what's happening? I'm not. I'm not, like, bound to this place. It's...
Not bound to the place, I just can't leave.
Oh, he can leave.
Xweets is also staying in
No,
the
no,
shadows
yeah.
and silent the whole time.
Yeah.
No, they can leave. We just can't.
Yeah. No. I can leave. I routinely... Well, I used to. I don't really do that so much anymore, but that's sort of a me problem. I'm a bit of a shut-in, as it were. People are kind of scared of me ever since the... Well, Cooper... Have you told them about me? Do they, or do I have to tell my whole story again, or like where are we standing on that situation?
No. He got the cliff notes.
Okay, good, excellent. Yeah. These bubbles are making it really hard to see anything in here. Can you like turn them down? Any chance of that?
I don't know how.
Besides, what's to say the second that we do that, you don't just try something, I don't know, weird?
I mean, I'm gonna try something weird probably either way. I'm feeling a little upset that you're, like, trying to leave. And also, the Keyblade. I really need that. How'd you get it?
This is mine.
No, I get that. I'm not... I know I can't take it from you. I'm not dumb. How'd you get it?
I literally just said it's mine. I earned this. I worked
Yes.
so hard for it.
But how? What kind of work?
What do you mean, how?
Well, you didn't have it at some point, and now you do. How'd that happen?
Cooper has never once considered this.
Right, and neither has Ro, and he's just like,
What?
Xweets is still
Huh?
silent, but is silently contemplating weighing in on Will's behalf. Like, no, it's clear what they're asking. What is the problem here? But she doesn't.
Ro takes his eyes off of Will for a second to look at Cooper like,
Mine was a gift. I don't...
I mean, the Academy gave me the...
Wait, no, this is probably, we're not allowed to break world order. Like, this seems like a really big no.
Cooper, I thought you told him... I thought you...
Right.
I'm not from here. I'm from another world, too. Like
Yeah,
Cooper.
you surely ain't from Heaven's Echo.
It's like, he's immediately broken.
This is knowledge everybody knows.
This is knowledge we all know.
Oh. Hey, so the Academy at Heaven's Echo.
Xweets just sort of whistle like, whoo! Wow, kid.
All right. Actually, let me note that down. And they try to... First, they just turn around and then... Oh, I tripped on my computer. No! God, good thing I have a backup. And then they go to the other desk with also a computer and start typing like notes in. It's like, okay, so
Second
Academy
that he sees him
Heaven's
typing,
Echo.
he's like, you stop that right now! And he points his Keyblade forward again, and just like, it starts to glow.
I stopped that,
Or
And
I'm
they're
gonna
typing.
Send you...
Hey! Hey!
Oh shit, we're getting an interfere NPC from Xweets! Yeah.
Oh.
From off camera, I would like a candy crown to strike raid on the screen and hit the computer.
Yeah! Yeah, I mean, something goes wrong in a dramatic way. So you send Candy Crown out, it smashes into the screen. And, like, just explodes in particle effects and sparks. And we'll just go, whoa! Wait, that isn't the same. Well, hey, which one are you, Cooper? Is that yours? And they see the Keyblade go back to where Xweets is hiding. Then, wait a minute. Hey, is there somebody back there? Do you have another? Hey!
No, shut up.
Hey! Wait! Whoa! Who are you? Come out where I can see you.
You can see Xweets as a puddle of shadow trying to, like, scurry away. Nobody's here. Fuck you.
Hey, no, all right, well, hey! Block the basement door! I mean, I can't just let another Keyblade go. Cooper, do you? I mean, I'm confident you have a Keyblade, but I haven't actually seen. Do you have one too? I mean, there's been two now.
Hey, we're the ones asking questions here, bucko.
Oh, sorry. Right, yes. Ask away, please.
I'm so sorry. I'm writing as quickly as I can. So much is happening.
What do you think you need a Keyblade for? You're not the first person we've met here who's looking for one.
Oh,
and
no.
Everyone's goals have been nebulous at best.
Oh, yeah. Well, my goal is pretty simple. Well, I need to, how to put this in a way that that Anger Boy over there can understand.
Hey!
Look, if we're doing this, let's do it properly. My name is Will of the Heart, but you can call me Will. And as you should know from Cooper's retelling, I'm,
Oh!
helping the world heart heal. And given that not only you, Cooper, are here, and you've been through your world was ripped from you by the darkness, like mine. And you have a Keyblade, and your friends here also have Keyblades. Well, I'm sorry, I'm assuming here. I actually haven't seen it yet, but I mean, the evidence is stacking up at this point. And, well, I mean, you're here probably to also heal the heart, which is great. So what I need to do is, do you know about the heart and how it's a little bit, cracked? They're sort of, okay, so you see...
As they ask that, Xweets does go ahead and, you know, still slowly and dramatically do the Neo Shadow rise up out of the ground and then sort of settle in.
Whoa! Oh! Well, wait a minute. You're different. I mean, from what I can see through the bubbles, you're like... You've got a different energy about you. Who are you?
It's a strange situation to have someone dressed up like you and ask you who you are.
What? But I already said who I am.
Sweet doesn't say anything.
All right. We'll table that for later. So, what do I need the Keyblade for? I need a Keyblade to crack the keyhole further. Because as it is right now, it's just kind of letting this soup of light and dark spill out, and it's trying to heal. You know how when you get a little cut on your skin, and sort of you start forming that like weird clear fluid on top of the wound? It's kind of like that, but it's not enough. So I'm just kind of trying to, just kind of rip off the band-aid, as it were, so it can heal properly. But I need a Keyblade.
What?
Yeah.
What if... Two things.
Oh, please, I have nothing but time.
What if that's worse?
Well, it's... Oh, yes, go on.
Would you be open to the idea that maybe the heart could be healed and reformed without...
Oh, excuse me. No, that's... No. Look, with all due respect, you don't know about this the way I know about it. I was made by the heart and asked by the heart to help it. So I probably know what needs to be done, and it's this. Because if there was another way, I would have probably tried that first. Don't you think?
And how exactly do you know that it was for the heart? What if you're being tricked? What if you go through all of this, and then you end up making things worse?
Well, good thing I've done my research then, isn't it? Look, I don't know how to convince you to help me, but I mean, I can either take your Keyblades. Well, I can. We don't need to get into the details of that. I can either take your help, or you can give it to me. Feel like this is not an academic discussion. I know what needs to be done, and it's this.
Oh,
you can help me. Yeah.
Well, what if I said I know that I need to kick your ass?
I mean, feel free to try.
Oh, those are fighting words.
I mean, yes. Do you feel powerful because you've beaten my, mindless creatures?
Actually, question on those. What,
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. What
what's
are
their
they?
origin? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who, what?
Oh, so, this is fascinating. So, what happens when you go...
Straight back in. It's... Are those fighting words? Yeah, they are. So what are they called? Oh my god, I'm so glad you asked. They are called...
Okay, so you see, this this gray matter, as I've been calling it, that comes out of the heart, it changes people, and the way it does it is deeply fascinating. So what happens is, if you've got Keyblade, you know about hearts. So when you are in there, the heart is trying to heal itself, but to do that, it needs... So, rips them out of anyone that's in there. And that can sometimes lead to the body that's left behind becoming some sort of monster creature situation. Now, what's really interesting is the fact that the gray matter doesn't really know what to do with the hearts. I've yet to come up with exactly the reason, but it seems that it's attempting to heal the hearts that it's just ripped out of someone. And in doing that, because it can't just put the heart back in, it sort of just, what's the word? The heart sort of just becomes one with the mist. So it's just kind of a mist made of a lot of hearts, I should say. And so it's just kind of trying to squeeze any old heart juice back into the heart-shaped hole, metaphorically, of course. And then it's kind of both making the darkness creatures, but also making the body that's left behind creatures, and it's fusing them. And it's kind of making them the worst of both, because you'd think that it should become normal again, because it's just putting a heart back, but that's not how that works. And because it's, as soon as it puts some heart juice back in the body, it rips it out again. So it's just constantly changing out the stuff. And that makes for some really, really bizarre creatures. Like my friends upstairs.
Why do you sound happy about this?
I'm not happy about it. It's fascinating. That's different.
Not okay.
And you can exert a level of control over these creatures?
Yeah, so as I told you, my condition allowed me to survive that process. I mean, I changed. As you can see, I mean, if you can see them through these bubbles, can you, like, anyway. And so, because these creatures would just kind of attack anything and anyone, sort of both desperately trying to get new hearts and new bodies, and it's really, really bad. But because I'm one of them, technically, but with my mind intact, they're sort of...
I think Sweet scoffs at the word intact.
They're sort of just... how can I say? I mean, there's still somewhat of a sentience in there. It's just gone haywire. But I'm one of them, so they don't attack me. And so when I say stuff to them, they react. It's sort of like if you meet a dog that probably was trained at some point, but has gone feral and command still works most of the time. Sort of like that.
Are there others like you?
Like me? No. No.
Oh,
No.
Of course. I guess I
mean, not that I know of.
The degrees of, yeah, okay. The degrees of mental
like
ability,
that.
what
Yes.
have...
Now,
yeah, no,
here's a really interesting bit. If those creatures are allowed to be outside of the mist for long enough, their sentience starts to sort of grow back together. Not into who that body used to be, but into someone new.
Someone new?
Someone new, yeah.
Oh no.
Like... who?
Well, someone new. Imagine, if you will, to stick with the dog. Imagine a feral dog. No, better example. Imagine a feral child. That's then taken in by a loving foster family. And then at some point that child starts learning how to speak and not to eat their food off the floor. But they're And so a personality forms that they didn't have before. Or maybe they did, but the metaphor doesn't exactly hold, but do you get what I'm getting at? Like, it's a personality forms that wasn't present before.
They're an amalgamation of the combination of people that happened to be in their bodies when they left the mist.
What about...
Fascinating! No, shut up! That's fucking fascinating! Shut up! That's fascinating! I think you might be right about that. How do you know? Are you...
I listened to what you said and followed it to a logical endpoint.
Oh.
So, like, are you a collection of knowledge, but you don't actually interpret it? I had sort of assumed that that's what you were building to, and yet you're reacting with surprise.
No, it's just I've never really considered it that way around. I've been kind of focused on the heart thing, so I haven't really looked into it. So it's more that you've offered me a perspective that I haven't really thought about before. I mean, I'm just retelling my observations here. I don't want to, like, start spouting theories.
Cooper is going to feel, because...
Who is? Oh, okay, never mind.
No.
I see what you're doing there.
If are they still holding hands?
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, feel
Rose
physically.
hand.
I thought you were about to say
Yeah, right,
Cooper's about
exactly.
to feel. I was like, well, you're not Cooper. How do you know what he feels?
No.
Oh.
No. Cooper will feel Rowan's hand tighten when being told to shut up, and he feels like a spring that is about to uncoil.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no. Damn it. I almost did it. Rowan wouldn't like that, huh?
But I'm really fascinated by that theory because that is the logical conclusion. That is the logical, because they're all mishmashed and put together. Yes, that's probably what they are. Sort of a new person made from a soup of other people. Or do you think one of them gains, like... Because the way I've seen it, it really seems like it's mixed, like it's blended. But do you think maybe, like, a personality takes, like, precedence? Or, like, sits in the driver's seat, as it were?
Xweets sort of steps forward, and, like, her tone is still very stern and definitely very, you and I are not friends, but, like, seems to have had a genuine intellectual interest piqued here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I suppose that's the most terrifying part then, isn't it? Is it a hell where everyone's fighting for control, or is it a hell where nobody's themselves?
Yeah, both sound pretty upsetting. Now that you've walked closer, they also like not in a threatening way, just as in like a conversational, I'm moving closer to you to not have to speak as loud. Like they're just kind of taking a step forward, just yeah. And I mean, I'm still having a little trouble seeing through the bubbles, however. Tall, lanky, white hair. Completely black and white. Is that a... You've got it too! And they sort of, like, in the air, trace the shape of a keyhole.
Yeah, I'm a little curious about that.
Yeah. Well, best I can figure, I got mine. I mean, I'm sorry, I assumed you're curious about my keyhole, but if you're curious about yours, I can sort of shift the conversation onto that. But which one is it?
Oh no, I'll show you mine, you show me yours first.
All right. Yeah, okay. So mine, as sort of part of my horrible transformation. Are you also caught up with what Cooper told you? Did Cooper tell
Yeah, we
you about?
talked.
Yes. Okay. Good. So my horrible transformation in the mist. Well, I say I got freed from a fucking god, but I had something. Anyway.
Xweets doesn't press it, but does give a look of like, you expect me not to hear that? What you just said?
And they're just like fully not, like they're fully just like looking down in the ground, just sort of like thinking and talking.
Uh-huh.
And saying, yeah, so when my sort of essence got all blended up with the world heart essence, and it tried putting stuff back into me, I think maybe probably because of my resilience, due to having been sort of how to put it, branded is the word I use, branded by God, sort of spiritually. That sort of protected me from having everything in me pulled out. So instead, it put its essence, its a part of its heart, I think, into me. And that got sort of symbolized with the keyhole. Yours is part of your suit, though, right? That's just like a funny, like a cool design? Yours doesn't go all the way through, does it?
Xweets doesn't say anything.
Okay, that's an interesting line of questioning.
What if someone from the uncaring went in?
Oh, that depends on which one of them, but I mean, quite a lot of them are
What?
Clover.
Clover.
Ow.
Yes. She would... I believe because she doesn't have a heart, so she would be sort of like it wouldn't drag all the heart out of her because it isn't there to begin with. So it would just kind of fill her with heart and then take that out and then like start that cycle. And I mean, for a body that doesn't have a heart, that would, I mean, if she's lucky, she gets turned into some sort of horrible abomination, and if she's not, she would probably be, what's the word, incorporated? But it's weird because the mist isn't bodies. I think she would just kind of be destroyed.
What if?
She'd have to be a pretty young nobody not to have a heart at all, though, wouldn't she?
Now that's interesting. I haven't really looked into that a lot.
What if her body was defeated, but in like proximity to the mist?
I mean,
like fading away, but then the mist.
Well, I mean, your friend here has an interesting, an excellent point. Then perhaps there would be a heart again, and in that case, well, and then if they're defeated in proximity to the mist, I believe that whatever is sort of, constituting your being, as it were, also constitutes a sort of a sort of spiritual shield that, or force field more like, that, or barrier, membrane. Membrane is a great word for it. A sort of membrane that keeps all your bits that are you together. But when you die, that membrane is broken, so, you know, you can go wherever it is dead people go. And then, well, the mist would have no trouble just kind of sucking that up. And then I imagine the whole thing. She'd be disintegrated. Imagine.
Rose grip tightens to the point where he does not realize actually he's holding on really quite hard now.
Ow, ow. Also, it's burning. Ow.
At risk of sounding cynical, that outcome sounds the least cruel.
Well, I mean, you say that, but their heart and their body would be dispersed in the mist in a way that would, I mean, dispersed and then integrated into the amalgam in a way that would, you know, I mean, and this is a whole nother thing, and I am no theologist, and I am certainly no expert on posthumous activities, but I'd like to entertain the idea that there are souls. I mean, if there are gods, there are souls, you know? So, but if you get integrated, I think your soul would be ripped apart. I mean, if there is any sort of afterlife, that is just kind of, there's just a stop block right there. And you're not even trapped like a ghost. You'd be just stretched thin. You'd have all your memories mixed with all other memories of everybody else in the mist and be like nothing.
I've heard
I
it.
don't
Yeah,
know that
nothing
that would
doesn't
be-
suffer.
I don't know that that would be nothing.
Well, we'll have time to think about that because we have an ad break coming up. Hello, chat room.
Hello.
We also bag.
The action got away from me, so I have a bullet point. Sweet / will discuss existentialist inside of being a keyword. It's not important.
Being a
bullet
keyword?
point. Bullet point. They compare keyholes. Bullet point. Theory discussion that has outpaced me. Bullet point. Hypotheticals about Clover.
Yeah. Hypotheticals.
Oh, God.
What am I? I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
Fend just send me a sneaky little answer. Or question, rather. I'll type it out real quick. Where the fuck am I?
Fun.
Alright.
So, hypothetically, what if someone iced that motherfucker right next to the mist while they really, really deserved it? What would happen then?
Yeah, so Will just finished, or was they were talking about, or saying, yeah, that Clover would probably be kind of dispersed in a way that's maybe not how you'd usually want to go.
Rose gone quite pale hearing this.
Well, either way, it sounds to me like that's a problem that fixes itself when we fix the heart. Why are you so sure that breaking the keyhole is going to do that?
Oh, that's a great question.
Thank you. Answer it, please.
The mist which is sort of the heart's attempt at healing itself.
Plasma, yeah, I got it.
Comes from a very specific set of circumstances, which is from what I can gather, about 10 years ago, the machines drilled right down into the keyhole and damaged it. And that allowed a lot of darkness to seep out. And then at some point, I believe that must have been 3 years ago or something. This is all before I got here, so I'm trying to remember my history right now. I believe 3 years ago, some people with keyblades tried to fix it. But whatever they did, which frustratingly isn't recorded anywhere, whatever they did just sort of introduced... Imagine trying to... If you have a physical lock in front of you, and it's locked and broken, and then you try to lock it more with light. No, that doesn't really. The point is that the light from their keyblades sort of just overlocked the keyhole, if that makes sense, which allowed the hard to start creating this gray matter by like the darkness that was already seeping out, and then using this light and sort of the mechanics of the overlocking, I suppose. I'm frustrated that is such a blind spot in my knowledge, but somehow that started a chain reaction which made the heart capable of putting out this mist. And that is why locking it again is gonna do nothing. Unlocking it is gonna do nothing. It's broken. So we have to force it open and allow it to heal itself. But that force still needs keyblades.
May I ask a hypothetical?
Oh, absolutely.
So there's this really specific set of circumstances involving previous Keyblade wielders.
Yes.
And they did something to do this lock and kind of hold the situation maybe in stasis, but introduced another element to the whole what was going on.
Yes.
What would happen, do you think,
oh, yeah, we're back.
Yeah, woo.
Refresh. What's the last thing Chad heard?
what would happen, you think, if it was literally me posing a very interesting question?
What would you think would happen if shut it down?
They can't know.
They can't know.
B.
Say something.
Hello?
Something. Hello.
Something.
What? Why are we saying
You're
something?
good. We're just vamping for time for chat.
Yeah.
Vamping for time for chat. Yes. So anyway, what would happen? Yeah.
So what what do you think would happen if those exact circumstances could be recreated down to the same keyblades being involved?
Well, I mean, from what I've seen, that would, at best, do nothing. Because, I mean, it failed. So, unless what they were doing sort of was the right thing, but... Like, if they...
Do you know why it failed?
No. That's what I'm saying. It's a blind spot. There's no records of it, and I have no idea what happened there, other than that they did something with their keyblades.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many or who?
Oh, let's see. Yes. Double checking my notes here. Do they know how many or who?
Or do they know just as much as nobody else?
Yes. I'm not, it's a little unclear, and it's been hard to sort of separate legend and myth from reality, but there appears to have been these sort of folk hero types in Sunken Valley for some time that were helped by these, what are they called? Masters of Light from our off-world. They were helped to go and do the thing. But it was like a handful. Like, we're talking a few people. And, well... Sorry, what was the question?
With what happened with the heart, you said 3 years ago?
Yes.
Kind of, if you knew how many individuals were directly involved with that, and if you knew who they were,
Oh, barely. I've only strange rumors and myths that sometimes correlate. I mean...
So, yeah, I mean, clearly something happened, and I can see why maybe at that moment in time there wouldn't necessarily be lots of records being written. Everyone seemed probably kind of busy. It's strange how widespread it is that no one has a recollection of this thing that happened not long ago.
Well, most of it was... Well, you must understand. It was kept secret.
Sure.
You talked about the World Order stuff. You get that. It's sort of on the hush-hush.
The impression we've gotten from talking to people, they don't even remember how long ago this was.
They don't?
And we've not seen any names for these people being big folk heroes. Heroes tend to be known for their deeds and tend to have their names scream from the tops of rooftops. You'd think they'd know who they were.
Yes,
it's
unless
possible
those
people are just being coy, but it feels like people don't know or forgot. I kind of thought this was maybe something that happened like generations ago.
Oh, no. Oh, no. In the grand scheme of things, this just happened. It's fascinating.
I think when Cooper says I thought this happened generations ago, I don't know if they have line of sight between each other, but like Xweets would shoot him a look.
What kind of look?
A one that says, "But how old do you think I am?"
Point taken. You could have been smaller.
It could have been smaller.
The exact same person, just with 20% the torso, same size boots.
Yes.
Yeah, like a generation, like 10 to 20 years, not like every 100 years a generation. But, you know, enough that the people experiencing the now are only hearing about it because they weren't there. You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
All the same, yeah.
Yeah. Will says...
Also totally fair.
Will
Still
says,
a potential slight against you of 50 years? Uh-oh, not what I meant.
Excellent, excellent. So what are the Twinks is calling me a hag again? I fucking love that. I love that.
Will says, well, so, well, it's a fascinating combination of circumstances because, I mean, one, these hero, again, legends, myths, not something like, clearly they were actually there, or perhaps they were created in the image of this myth, but I mean, but yeah, well, either it's that they were created to fit these legendary folk heroes, or they kept it secret. And regardless, once your heroes go and do something that start making monsters and cracks the planet, I mean, one, you're lucky if you're alive to even remember it, and two, you probably don't remember them that fondly. But that said, if anybody were close enough to sort of witness the whole thing, they would have been long gone. Well, no, that's not entirely true. There are some people who have survived in the mist.
I'm just picturing him like leaning in, doing like the DM drama fingers in the mist.
The hands going across the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe they were survivors of the initial, I mean, earthquakes and monsters and all of that, and somehow, you know, sort of like water goes around. I mean, at the end of the day, the mist is still mist, and it follows fluid dynamics, and I guess they just were lucky to live in places that sort of deflected that and created little islands for them to be in. And there's these, like, I mean, they cannot, I mean, they can barely travel around. Some of them have figured out how to traverse the mist without being turned, but not for long. I mean, one thing is the monsters. The other thing is, you know, a filter is only going to filter so long before it kind of stops working. Oh, now hang on. See, one of the legends I heard about, was about this. There was this really terrible monster. Big. Made of darkness. You know, the whole thing. Really nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And it was terrorizing these few lucky survivors. And, I mean, they could only do so much to keep it at bay, keep themselves alive. I mean, they were already, they're in the mist. I mean, they're doomed, but they're really doomed. Like, not only the mist, but this giant monstrosity like, even in a mist of monsters, this was like a monster. You feel me? And then a person with no name appeared one day and slew the monster like it was nothing, and then left. They somehow absorbed the monster, some say. Perhaps they ate it, or perhaps they just maybe skinned it for parts. I'm not, again, legends, myths, but whether this myth is true or not, some of the survivors in the mist, the people who witnessed this or spread the myth, they were so inspired by this that they took up arms against the monsters. And now there's not a lot of them that are actually capable of fighting back, but they are there, and they are growing, and they're helping each other out. It's beautiful.
Where would we find them?
Oh, I mean, you won't. Because you'd have to go into the mist. And you...
Right, so they're like in the mist, not like...
Oh, yes.
Not like on an island safe in the middle of the mist and then they just kind of traverse in it. You're saying they're fully in it.
Oh, yes, they're in there. And I don't know how. I mean, and as I said, I believe they're somehow shielded from the mist where they are, but to traverse it, they've developed some kind of filters or masks. I've not seen them personally.
It's just made of both light and dark.
So, I mean, if you want to go talk to them, be my guest, but you'll, well, don't be my guest, actually, I mean. I don't want you going out there getting turned into creatures.
So
If
what,
you don't
you'd
know how
rather
they do it, do you know where we could find someone who does?
I mean, you'd have to find somebody who's found a way to cross the mist at all. I mean, they'd be in there unless you know of somebody who's like crossing between it or like over it or something. Because, well, they're deep in there. They can't get, like, they're nowhere close to the edge where we are.
Ro does shoot Xweets a look now.
Xweets makes eye contact.
And the uncaring. You were saying stuff about them before. Who are they? And why do they want keyblades?
Oh, yes, they're the thorn in my side. I mean, that Miss Q tried to recruit me. Isn't that silly? Well, they think they can unlock it, sort of do the opposite of what the light people did, and fix it that way? And we're so back. Refresh. Hello.
Hello. So the uncaring, huh?
Yeah, where did we?
Trying to
Where
recruit
did we? Is that where we left off?
Chat, what was the last thing you heard? They tried to recruit Will.
Okay. Well, yeah, that Miss Q tried to recruit me, and well, you know, and they've been attending. They think that they can use the keyblades to unlock the keyhole and fix the heart that way, which is not gonna work because a broken lock is a broken lock. So, I mean, that's them. They're sort of stirring up trouble here and there. I keep an eye on them a little bit because they've found a way to traverse. I don't know if there's a network of tunnels in like a separate universe, if you'll excuse me, or perhaps in the darkness between somehow.
You sound so crazy right now.
What do you mean in the darkness?
Well, they can sorta open these portals, I suppose, and kinda get out that way and make their way around Sunken Valley. Which they do, searching for keyblades.
Interesting.
Very.
This would be a whole tangent, and I don't want to go down it. So maybe like just a yes or a no would suffice for now.
Oh, I'm so bad at giving yes or no, but I'll try.
Are there other keyblades on Sunken Valley?
I mean, if there
like
are...
the mist is like a whole thing, and like that'd be hard to maybe look through, but like surely the rest of this place has been pretty combed over.
I'd assume so. I haven't heard of any.
Interesting. So then there's the machines.
Yes. What about them? I mean, do you want the general history lesson, or...
Anything as it pertains to how do we stop them?
Oh, yeah, interesting note, actually. What would happen if there was a direct physical assault on the heart? That would be bad, right?
With their big drill, yes.
Yeah.
Just
hypothetically.
I mean, if we're lucky, it's actually gonna help. Spread the mist. And if we're unlucky, I mean...
Excuse me?
Who knows what
How does that help?
Well, that's what...
The whole healing thing, the mist is part of that.
Okay, yeah, this does bring me back to a pretty central question that I feel like I've sort of been weeds picking around. Walk me through the timeline of what it is that you want to do. Say you crack the heart, the mist covers everything. Walk me through step by step, the day-to-day and the timeline of how that affects the people currently on this planet.
Well, it would spread out. Well, not consume, but fuse with all the people's hearts, and then with all the hearts of the world, it would be able to right itself and heal the damage and become whole again.
And the
what
people
happens
involved.
to everybody's hearts?
Right.
They're part of the world.
Would it be a new world, probably? Like, we were already talking about the mist making new creatures kind of made up of the soup of it all. What forces would there be to ensure that the world goes back to the way it was, especially with a bunch of new elements added in over time?
Oh no, it's not gonna go back. It's gonna start over. It's a fresh.
Yeah.
It's a fresh new heal. Well, the heart is the same, and it's made up of the old ones, of the people there.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna do what a world heart does when it's healed again. It's gonna be a nice little planet for. For the world, I suppose.
Hope the hum is you hearing how unhinged that sounds and coming to understand how there is absolutely no way in fucking hell that we would help you do that.
Oh, well, no, I figured that. I mean, it's not... I understand that it sounds unhinged. I might not be presenting it perfectly, and also, I don't know exactly what would happen, but, you gotta help a heart out.
A world full of monsters. That's
No.
what would happen.
No. Because the
Not
monsters are only
necessarily.
sustained by the mist, and once it's healed, the mist goes back, and I suppose... Well, I suppose all those new bodies would start growing their own.
But you're saying you would spread the mist worldwide. What's to stop it from leaving this world? What's to say it doesn't just keep going and going now that you've given it even more fuel to stoke the fire?
But that's not how it works.
Oh, sure, because you're the expert on how this works.
Yes, I am.
Uh-huh.
Listen, to go back to the wound, just because you're this is Splasha not knowing what to call it. What the fuck is that fluid called?
It's not exactly plasma. It does have a more specific name when it's on the surface, but yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it gets colloquially called plasma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
it's
go
like a
with that.
magma lava situation. I know there's another word, but
Yeah.
It's like the pre-cum to a scab.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
Just call it pus.
Let's see. Yeah.
But
Well,
it's not
pus is
pus.
infected. Anyway,
Pus is infection. This stuff is clear.
the plasma, the stuff that heals your body, right? That'll, and I mean the blood, that's part of creating a scab to protect the wound and leave it healing without infection. That doesn't extend from your body and start touching other bodies. I mean, not unless you physically rub up against them. And we're talking about a world here. It's gonna orbit the sun, same as it's always done, and heal.
And what gives you or anybody the right to take the hearts of people who live here who are trying to survive against this? Just to amalgamate them into some weird medicine for the world? Did they ever get to come back after that?
Maybe.
Maybe. Wonderful. We're gonna be doing what you tell us to do on a maybe.
Well,
Bowen, calm down. We're not doing shit for this guy.
I'm being
Because-
hypothetical.
I hate to cut in here, but I'll just say it. I got a better idea, and I think it solves the problem. Call me an expert on the subject. Hearts grow back. If this bitch is determined to take the whole planet down with it just to get back above water, I say we cut the bitch out.
How do you plan to do
Let
that?
the planet grow a new heart.
That's not how world hearts work.
I think without really thinking about it, Candy Crown does summon itself into her hand. She says, call it a hunch.
Call it what you will.
I don't know. It sounds to me like your information's got a lot of holes in it. So I'm not sure if you aren't too familiar with the mechanics of what actually happened, if you can actually create an informed decision as to what needs to be done. For as smart as you are, you can't create the correct answer without the data that you need to reason from.
But I have the data.
No, you don't.
Sure,
Then
I
tell
do.
me where I came from.
I don't see how that's relevant.
Yeah, and the fact that you don't see what's relevant tells me that you don't know shit. And I think with that, she like kicks a desk.
Okay, all right. So we've, I mean, I'm not about to defend myself. This was never about me convincing you to join me. I mean, I had hopes, but I kind of knew that ship had sailed when you got here.
He's like bearing down on them at this point. How tall are they compared to her? Like, I know you said they're huge. Like, I assume they're taller than her, but like, if she needs to sort of stretch to reach eye level, she will.
Yeah. Yes, they're like a head taller.
I mean, she lets them talk, but I think she's just doing the thing of like, I am standing right up in your fucking face and staring at you while you talk.
Yeah. Okay. Listen. When you're sick, when you have a fever, do you know what that is? That's your body heating up to take care of the disease. And the reason why fevers aren't pleasant is because that process also harms some of the stuff that you want in your body. But it's necessary nonetheless. Without the fever, you die. And without the mist, the heart dies. And I mean, you've just stated that you are willing to tear it out. So...
Yeah. A body can regrow a heart. And from what I understand, all that takes is connections, and there's a lot of fucking people on this planet.
Well, I think we're done here. And then you hear...
I think we are. I think maybe you get rid of your little barrier, or I think maybe you find out where Clover is.
And you hear the screams of several voices as, with a flick of their wrist, the machine they've been carrying on their back starts to pump and like whir to life. And you see from the thing they're holding in the hand that's connected to the machine on their back by a tube, you see gray mist almost like impotently sputter out before something ignites. And a thin blade with a wavy tip in the shape of a giant lockpick forms, with a core of light surrounded by darkness. Let's do this then. And they...
knowing, like, if I may interject just a little bit of flavor before they go. Watching that over, now knowing what the gray matter is, hearing the screams, seeing that ignite.
Yeah.
You know, in Ghibli, when characters get like angry and disturbed, their whole body just kind of ripples.
Yeah.
Rose doing that.
I mean, it's like Barrett finding out the whole golden saucer is powered by Mako.
Yeah. Let's do this then. And they swing at Xweets.
Can I do something before that happens?
You can sure try.
I think kind of standing back a little bit and kind of watching this get escalated with Xweets and kind of like, all right, this is only going one way, and that certainly is the way that it's going to go. Just as this machine is starting up and the blade ignites, I want to cast magic. We are going to do it with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Roll 20 be so chill.
Astral giving
you heard
a...
what Will said. Yeah,
Ooh,
thank you.
yeah!
All right.
Astral, no!
Astral, yes!
No!
That could have been for one of the little guys instead. You had to give it to Will.
Oh, I feel weirdly empowered by some sort of otherworldly force. Excellent. Oh, Coopers get the quad.
Oh, hi, Elix. I hope you've been around here for a while. I'm shaking you a lot with everything that's happened. I want to try to cast Holy.
Oh.
Ooh.
But also maybe, so like a little bit of the Kingdom Hearts flavor, but maybe also a little bit of the Final Fantasy XIV flavor. Either case, Column of Light, Explosion of Light, AoE.
Yeah.
So we are going to go with causes 1 harm.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Hey, Splasha, real quick, while Coop's deliberating on effects, would you remind me the exact text of how Justified functions?
Yes. If I can find it. Which I can, because I have it right here. Huh?
Would you mind actually just popping that to me like in DM if you can, so I just have it?
Yeah.
I have a thought.
Interesting.
Can I, with the, concentrated introduction of some pretty targeted light,
Uh-huh.
cause a semi-permanent condition wherein the machine that they got that makes their crazy Darksaber doesn't work as good. Can I harm the machine?
Yes. Interesting. Yes.
Hey, Fen, I need you to know how much this is a clockwork teamwork win, because genuinely at Xweets' next opportunity to talk, she was going to ask Cooper to try to do pretty much exactly that.
Yeah!
Sing!
Yeah. All right. So I pick 3. Causes harm, hits more than one entity, and inflicts a semi-permanent condition. So the more than one entity being specifically wanting to also damage the machine, and semi-permanent being I hope it stays broken.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh. Sweet's got the advantage.
Fuck yeah.
So deal
And,
1 harm, more than one entity, which is the machine in their bag, and semi-permanent condition of damaging it.
Right.
Gotcha. Where are my HP bars? So this just column of light explodes out.
Yeah, in a way that's almost like too calm for the scenario at hand. Cooper takes like half a step forward and just summons his Keyblade, kind of holds it vaguely above him, kind of pointed just a little bit forward, and just a ball of light forms, kind of almost turns into like a blooming flower, and then just explodes into a column of light that shoots outward and hits kind of everything in the room.
That's the dopest shit. This might sound strange. I'm going to advocate. Unfortunately, I think Xweets would probably take a point of harm from that if it's pure light magic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But that's okay, and I'll tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I've just confirmed in the text of Justified, it's whenever you take harm, your next damaging move deals +1 harm. And I didn't see anything in there about it having to be from the source of the harm. So I think what's going to happen is Xweets is going to sort of recoil, and there's going to be a loud sort of screech as the Heartless kind of boils on her skin.
Yeah.
But then, like, she's sort of, I don't know if anyone's seen the end of Legends Arceus where the phase change in the Giratina fight. She sort of has like that, and like with a big stompy, and her eye, I don't have a Fugi prepared for this, but her eye, like, not fully, like, she keeps her pupil, but her eye like flashes yellow, and she's just says, like, I don't know, just like has sort of a wild energy about her. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about. And it's like beating her chest and like, let's fucking do this. And I'm gonna strike with intent. She's got fucking berserker mode.
Yeah.
Yes. So before we get into the results of that roll, or before you roll it.
Yes.
So yeah, this light like both makes Xweets recoil and Will recoils, and like the darkness that is surrounding the blade, like the core of light of the blade, is like blasted off and leaves just this core of light, and the blade starts sputtering and like flickering on and off. And Will is like at the same time like trying to shield their eyes from their eye from this light, and like looking down at their sputtering blade. And then just as Xweets like goes to attack Will is also like gripped by the same just pure rage of okay, swinging the sputtering blade, hoping it'll find purchase.
Oh.
So, that's an 8.
Cool. I'm gonna deal great harm.
Ooh.
And I think, because I assume I'm gonna take harm in this clash here. He's probably gonna hit as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Oh, hang on. How do I? She's got Tooth in one hand, and she's got Candy Crown summoned in the other. But like, just sort of in blind rage, she rears back with Candy Crown. But then, like at the last second, as she starts to swing, Ache also kind of summons. And like, just for flavor, I'd like to think it's sort of fused into the hilt of Candy Crown, and her arm sort of bends up into an uppercut under the sword swing to get a big uppercut for fucking 3 damage while still taking the sword swing.
Yeah. So like, Will is like, as you're swinging the key blade, they're bringing up their blade to block it. And as like when they would connect, their blade switches off. And they're like just briefly, like they're still, carrying the motion through. Surprised at seeing their blade turn off in that moment, giving you the opportunity to like come around with the uppercut, hitting as their blade then turns back on, piercing into you. You take 1 harm. Go. You have 2 harm left. They take 2 from great harm.
I think I'm trying to think of some fun flavor for Justified here because it's active again now, and I think.
Oh wait, yeah,
whenever-
wait. You dealt 3 damage total because of
Yeah,
Justified. There we go.
Yeah. And I assume since she got hit, that means it's ready to go again. But I think that, like, when she's sort of in the enraged state, it's not with the full hood up, but I do think her limbs start to sort of take on the shape of the Berserk mode Xweets that I drew a while ago.
Ooh.
Them thingies looking a little redder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And starts getting some more sort of jaggedy, extra heartlessy, nobody type points and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being speech jammed by a cat.
Oh no. No, please.
Oh god, and just while I'm just for the fucking flavor of the moment because she's fucking furious, I do think that when she gets skewered, like she's obviously bloodied because she's at 2 now, but like as she sort of like again beats her chest again and sort of like does a big stompy, I think 2 invisible shaped horns will just sort of shoot up out of her head.
Oh yeah. Like as you start
Invisible
transforming,
yeah.
Will is like still has like their blade in you, and you know you're sort of face to face, pretty close.
I think maybe for flavor, she even sort of grabs the hilt of it.
Ooh.
And they're like where Ache connected. They're like the tendrils that were covering their face have been like ruined and are like drooping down, revealing a like just teeth, just jagged teeth, horrible jagged teeth.
Oh god.
Ooh.
And with as you like sort of grab onto the hilt of their blade, and they're stood there, they say, "That's cool. Wanna see what happens if I try to unlock your keyhole there?" And they try to pull back and like get ready to strike again.
Rowan is leaping forward and is striking with intent.
Yeah.
And I do think Xweets is fighting to keep the sword in.
Interesting.
Like, to keep Will stuck there.
Yeah.
Because she's fucking, I don't know, depending on what the fucking floor is made of, she might be kind of dug in a little bit.
That is a 7. Deal a harm, choose an effect.
Deal great harm.
Yeah!
He is running forward and like just does like a combo, like a full-on like slash.
A full jumping air combo because it's faster and has more finishers with the
Yeah.
or something like that.
And they're just as they're stuck there with Swedes holding on to them, they're just getting the full brunt of this attack. They are just getting beaten. Ah! So that's the power of the Keyblade, huh?
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah.
And like,
And then
Go ahead.
go ahead.
If if Rowan has created an opening, Xweets will be readying an attack, but also if you're wanting to give Will a move, I also fully accept that first.
Yeah, Will now tries to tear themselves away, like, from your grasp, and are, like, trying to yoink the blade away from you and kick you away.
I'm just going to, in general, invoke Dark makes me stronger, and, like, you see the, like in Mononoke, sort of her arms sort of ripple as more of the Heartless allocates itself to the musculature holding Will in place.
Yeah! Right then. And you feel the weirdest sensation of the blade suddenly gone from you as it's, like, sputtering out. God damn it. And Will, like, with their one free hand, does, like, some sort of movement, and missed, like, they like a gesture, almost as if grabbing nothing out of thin air, and from the machine on their back, gray mist shoots out and forms into the projection of Will that Cooper met. The still human, scrunkly little lab boy.
What the fuck?
And they appear on either side of Will and start moving towards Cooper and Rowan, and Will, stuck there with you, says, "Are these your friends? Because they're gonna be my friends real soon."
While Will is talking, I want to ready another strike with intent.
Yeah!
This is like mid-sentence. She's the exact same headbutt that she gave Rowan.
Yeah!
Just, you know, what with big horns this time. She's sort of stretching back to Gum Gum Cannon it.
Oh, mama! Yeah, baby!
And that's defend yourself from harm sounds responsible, but she's never responsible when she's hitting people. So I'm gonna deal great harm and take control of the situation.
Oh, hell yes. And then with Justified, that is, again, 3 damage.
What the
Yup.
fuck?
So, as you go to, like, you rear your head back and smack it into Will, now with the added force of the fucking horns. And as you crack into Will's skull, you feel the blade sputter to life in your chest again. As you take another harm. Wait, that's Rowan. There we go. And then you like, with you still, like, gripping onto Will, you feel them suddenly just go limp. And the projections of mist shaped like human Will take a step forward towards Rowan and Cooper, and then just kinda collapse into mist. That just... like, they just lose their shape immediately. But now you have the problem of loose mist spreading.
I think Ro was about to swing for Misty Will before they dispersed, and it, like, is almost caught in that momentum.
Mm-hmm.
and has to like really sort of hold back with a lot of strength to like not just follow through with the attack that he was about to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a spell I was ready to let loose with the two of them rushing in, so I think I might still follow through with that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna try another cast magic.
What was that scream?
That was me kind of wondering what happens if I do a cast magic and I miss. All right, nothing. Good that.
Well,
I'm still gonna use advantage. We're gonna roll with advantage.
mhm.
This would be kind of important, I think, here. No, all right. Well,
that's one effect.
it's not a failure. Shit.
While Fend deliberates, I do think what Xweets is doing at this point is like Will has gone limp, and I think Xweets is kind of seeing red because, I mean, one, even though combat's over, Justified is technically activated again, so I think, but in this time, instead of the horns, it's just almost all of the bodysuit moves into her arms and forearms, and she's literally like screaming and like howling like a fucking animal and just like pounding Will's body like a gorilla overhand over and over and over.
Oh.
God, yes.
How much mist did these two wills generate?
Well,
Like a worrying amount, or just like a
couple
like a
willfuls.
centimeter or two? A couple what?
A couple willfuls.
Yeah, no, that's
dare
fair.
you?
Anyways, we've got ads incoming, so actually we'll figure that out on the other side of this ad break. Wow! See you on the other side, chat, in 3 minutes. Shield your eyes from ads. Whee! Man, I can't believe Joanne Fab. That sucks. Astral is saying that Joanne Fabric is the shutting down. No. Man.
I'm fucking furious. Can things stop getting shittier in all parts of life at once, please?
Mhm.
We need to go make the big gay commune, and some of us can be haberdashers.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a big gay commune.
Mhm.
I want big gay commune so bad.
Mhm.
Please.
It's like Animal Crossing, but it's us and sanity.
Yeah.
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 But we
Anyway, Will's
yeah, Sweets is fucking just shredding Will, just beating on him.
And the two other wills collapsed in the clouds on the floor.
Yes. Which is
But
now
we don't know how we don't know how bad it is to touch that.
yeah. But it's not gonna be great.
How
much?
other than Sweets being 3/4 health-wise, how's she looking? Is she like currently trapped on a partially flickering sword still, or could she walk away if her senses were with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, the two wills have collapsed into these puddles, and basically like with like Will and Sweet sorta in the middle of the room, the two puddles are like you know, closer to each wall on the sides,
Mm-hmm.
and are now like slowly spreading out with, you know, the speed of fog, like a fog machine. And it's like, it's enough to definitely be worrying. Like, it will cover the entire floor in here, for sure. Mm-hmm. Like, not in a thick layer, but, like, a layer nonetheless.
Bro, grab Xweets and keep your head low.
On it! Xweets! Come on!
And I am going to cast some kind of AoE arrow.
Oh, yeah!
To try and push the mist outwards and away from us and giving us a chance to run out the damn door.
Yeah!
If it's only a verbal on Rowan's part, Xweets doesn't hear it.
He is running forward to where she is. He's like, pulled his shirt up over his nose just in case, and he's just like grabbed at Xweets' arm before she lands another hit, and he's using his rubber hose affected arm and like trying to mimic really hard what she does. He does like put a lot of strength into it to like try and counterbalance the fact that he knows that she's stronger than him for at least like a second long enough to stop a punch, to then be like, Xweets, come on, we gotta go.
Oh, sure. And like the moment like that she's touched in any way, that she definitely snaps out of it. Like, and yeah, just sort of gets up, probably staggers because, you know, maybe spits out some blood, but then yeah, she's behind you.
Yeah, you've got a pretty nasty, like, you weren't run through with the blade, but you've got a pretty nasty wound in, like, in your chest, sorta, you know, slightly to the right of the keyhole. And yeah, Cooper, with the magic has no unintended consequences, whips up this wind that starts, blowing the mist just to the side and, like, to the back of the room. And yeah, you've got a clean exit through the door.
Quick question. The hole in the ceiling. Is the mist away from that?
No. That's further into the room.
Cool.
Doesn't matter, we're out of the room.
You know what's at the end of this corridor?
A locked door. I hope that bookcase is out of the way.
It sure ain't! And it's partially welded shut.
Oh, you were just re-welding a hole that was being cut through it.
Yeah.
Right? We can magically unlock the door.
Where was Will cutting?
Oh god, and now, no! Oh fuck, but now and on top of that, we've still got the fucking bookcase in the way!
Right.
Shit!
Well,
Xweets is stronger than a bookcase.
Xweets
This we know.
stronger than bookcase. But is Xweets stronger than bookcase wedged between door and wall?
It's long way!
I mean, she is until the next time she rolls a damaging roll.
I think
Yeah, true.
Running through and coming face to face with the door. I do want to try something with Ro. I'm gonna attempt to cast magic.
Yeah. I'll also say you asked where Will was cutting. Will was sort of cutting, like, the bit of the door that's at the hinges. Like, not into the hinges, but just, sort of just trying to cut the door out of its frame.
Okay, this is what I was afraid of, honestly.
Oh,
'Cause,
well.
like, even if we unlock the door, if it's been fucked with by both Will and Ro at this point.
That just means they cancel out. It's just a normal door now.
It would still be able to be opened, probably.
I got another way I could open it.
Yeah, with an 8 for casting magic.
Mm-hmm. The magic opens something. He runs forward and points his keyblade to the door and goes, "Meteor strike!"
Whoa! Whoa!
And is blasting a hole through this fucking thing.
Incredible. So when you said you were running forward, you were running forward also in front of your pals. Mm-hmm. Because the blast absolutely hits the door, explodes, just sends this door, this metal door just bends outwards and breaks through its frame. The bookcase behind it is nothing compared to a meteor strike, but it does also reflect back and hit you, dealing you 1 harm.
I'm fine with that. No door, no case, no problems.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ifrit can hit you for 2, no problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, and through the smoldering wreckage of the door, there is a hole now.
I mean, I think we're running up the stairs.
I love the peaceful little flourish that happened in the music.
Yeah.
There's a hole now.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're
And all the
saying,
springtime and butterflies comes flowing back into the room.
yay. Yeah, and you run upstairs, I guess presumably to the exit and to get the fuck out of here. And
Do we need to check the slot?
I want to check the slot. Yeah.
She says, stumbling and bleeding.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll leave it there without checking the slot.
And as you're approaching the front door and where the slot is, you notice, one, that the barrier on the front door is now gone, and 2, you see the tail end of one of the creatures swinging out of the door and slithering away.
I mean, that's probably fine.
Oh, son of a shit.
That's a later problem.
I think Sweets starts to give chase, and then immediately one frame falls into the floor.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh no, you don't!
Wait, into
Oh my
the
God.
floor where?
Just in the hallway.
Okay.
Back down the
Why?
hole.
No, not through the floor.
Whoa, whoa!
Has she checked the slot yet?
No.
No.
And I think, if I may suggest, if Rowan ends up stepping over her, there was a muffled, "Would you check the slot for me, please?"
You're capable of moving things. Take the damn thing with you. Come on! Before anything else weird happens.
Then Cooper's gonna help pick you up.
Ro is like just ahead enough and like guarding and just making sure that nothing jumps them.
Mm-hmm.
Does he check the slot?
No, he's guarding.
You fucking prick!
Where is the slot relative to this? Like, it dumps on the other side of a wall, probably, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually on the other side of a fucking desk. Like, you could walk around and peek under and see it.
Yeah,
I
I
imagine
mean-
that he's like in the center of the cross section, right?
Yeah.
Like, so he's
All right,
got
Mr.
eyes on the
fucking
door.
hero, you're asked directly for help and you're like, nah.
Holy shit, Dark Volt. Incredible. Mog checks the slot. What's Mog looking for?
Yeah. I mean,
The-
yeah. What is Mark looking for?
I think it was the book pertaining that had information about the machines you had said should be here,
Oh,
but isn't
yeah.
in this part of the library.
Yeah.
It was
was about
never
the
stated for
uncaring.
sure that it was in the slot. It was just the only thing we thought of.
Yeah. I'll say
Mog
since
squeezes through like a rat under a
yes, yes. Yeah, it is just fully a slot in the wall, but Mark can fit through. I'll say since it was a Xweets deep dive about it. No, you know what? I'm not gonna make you roll for it. It is there. Mark finds a book pertaining to Machine City and the fall of whatever. I don't know. I don't have a title for it, but it's there.
Historically relevant book containing information about the machines.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So Mog's gonna push that back through the slot. It might even land on Sweets' head.
Oh no. Oh no! She'll die!
Die! It nearly misses Sweets' head.
I do like to think that it does hit her, and she gets like the anime little cartoon ghost leaving her mouth,
Yeah!
and she's just kind of unconscious for a couple of seconds. Not long enough for brain damage, but just long enough to be funny.
Also, the kind of like bald bump with the
Yeah.
cross-shaped bandage.
You gotta have the
It's,
cross-shaped bandage.
Mhm.
Does her neck friend push the little ghost back into the mouth?
You fucking get back here.
I do. Yes, she does.
Oh, Darkvolt has a good suggestion, or actually, yeah, Darkvolt knew the name of
Look
the
out for
of the
each
book.
other.
The book is in fact called the exact book you were looking for, and other surprisingly relevant trivia.
Incredible.
Perfect.
Yeah, but you
scoop up the book, scoop up Sweets, and get out.
get out of here.
Sweets is very much just a limp, fucking noodle cat thing.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, as you make it back out, it's later in the day, clouds have formed and only allow like a gray sunlight through, but it's frustratingly just a day out here. There's no thunder or anything cool, it's just kind of a gray day. And I suppose you start making your way back to the village?
The second that they step out, Ro is gonna be looking up and like seeing if he can see any of the grace, the afflicted.
Mm-hmm.
Creep Slinkman.
Yeah, the Creep Slinkmans.
Or would it be Creeps Slinkman?
Mmm.
It's actually the Creep Slinkmans, but there's an apostrophe. It's possessive. Their full name is Creep Slinkmans Slinky Men.
Oh.
Roll something for me. I don't know what, but something to see if you spot them in time or if they made it away. Either a push through stress, or if you have an idea for something, do that. Could be an interfere. Well, not really.
I don't think there's a way to spin that someone is looking down on you this time.
He gets a leg up on me.
But that's not the text, is it?
There's another one I have.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'll push through stress.
Hell yeah. And let's call it a... Honestly, either light or dark. Whichever one you want. So that, or for the reasoning, dark because they are the enemy and you want to track them. Oh, I'll put it to you this way. Oh, you chose. Okay, good. It's the dark. Yeah. Okay, good.
Oh, you chose. I'll put it to you this way. Oh, you chose.
Oh, it's dark.
That's 8. I have 1 dark link.
Who's that with?
Clover.
Yo, boy.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, I'll say, I mean, I'll okay. If you pick succeed at what you were attempting, you will see them, but you'll either see them, or I guess you can ask me a question about them.
I think succeed at what I was attempting.
If you ask a question, go. Okay.
So you see that they've reached, they've hang on, let me just roll a /R. I think so.
Sweets blurrily to Rowan. You should have picked question. You could have just asked where it was going.
Oh dear.
And now you gotta
Coughs up some
infer
blood.
it.
How many? Oh, okay. That was sort of the maximum. You see I think that tracks, yeah. You see the 10 remaining creatures that have spread out and swung themselves up into the trees and are making their way away from the library, away from you, but not going all in the same direction. They're just kind of fleeing away from the library.
Do I notice if any of them are going toward the direction of Animal Village?
Yes. Some of them are headed in that general direction. And they're swinging away quite fast as they're grabbing on a branch with their head tendril, then with their tail, and then swinging backwards around to grab another with their head tendril.
I think turning around, Ro's gonna look very torn by this, but maybe be like, Sweets, I can't believe I'm asking this, but
Yeah, I'm already on it.
yeah.
Does she have advantage? She does.
Mm-hmm. Oh? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. So
I assume that's what Rowan was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't...
And like, I like to think that sort of he starts to ask, but her hand was, because I was already looking to click it, her hand was already moving before he began. And I think they may... No, I think she's fucking exhausted. It's on the ground again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to Flappies.
Yes. So you just... Sweets? Yeah, I'm already on it. Well!
And
for-
Cooper wasn't following and just... Wah! What are you two?
Mog, hovering in the air, looks down and then very deliberately and carefully lowers himself through. It's the only one who doesn't land on the ground.
As in, he's carrying the book, probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, does it, like with Lee, does it just kind of plop you out from the ceiling, sorta?
Yeah. I'd like to think just over her desk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Sweets does just vomit a geyser of blood.
God! Man, I wish you did it at Lee's again. Like, that's the second... I mean, I have my limits.
Looking at you, Splasha, with a quivering hand, Sweets reaches for her keyblade.
Rose slaps it. Stops it.
Sweets is unconscious again for a moment.
Yeah, you're just over Flappy's desk, having sent papers and ink flying everywhere. Flappy, sitting at the desk, was clearly writing something, now just holds a pen, or I guess a quill since she's using ink, over, like, over the face of... over the face of Cooper, just... Oh, hello! And that's where we'll end for today.